Hey guys, this is Neil with Machineworks, and I want to give you an update on the Cannonball Xclass prototype. We were going to go do a maiden flight today. It's all ready to go. However, we had an unexpected event. This little dude's, this little guy's school has closed, so he is with me today, and I think it's too dangerous to go out to the field and have a 4.5-year-old around this machine. So we're gonna postpone it until tomorrow and we'll do it then. But what do you think of drones? You like drones?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Only that one.
Only that one, huh? Is this, what's your favorite drone, would you say?
This one.
That one? Buddy, I think you've made an excellent choice.
Because I can't wait you to fly it.
You can't wait for me to fly it? All right, well, when Daddy has it all figured out, you'll be able to watch me fly it, okay? All right. Well, since we're not gonna be flying this today, and I've got a little bit of time before I need to head off to work, go ahead and take this opportunity to give you guys a better look with this wide-angle camera of what she looks like all built up. All the props are installed. Battery is charged. Everything is ready to go. And I'm gonna switch over to my other camera and we'll do a detailed review and discussion of the various components, how they're mounted, why they're mounted that way, and some other different subject matter on this beast. Let's see here. I'll start with the motors. These are absolutely beautiful motors. They are manufactured by Brother Hobby. They're 5215, 330 kV. Go check out their website. Look into these motors if you're getting into Xclass and you want an unbelievably powerful and very high quality motor. You need to have a look at this one. These are going to be spinning master air screw props. These are some of the more popular props in Xclass apparently. I've never flown them, but I'll find out soon enough. So these are 13-inch diameter by 12 and obviously 3 blades. Beautiful props. Apparently they come out of the box pre-balanced is what I'm hearing from people. So that's the motors and the props. Now, the next most important spot would be the ESCs. And so these are advanced power drive. These are, like I said in my first video, where I got these in the mail and was super excited. This company has become known as sort of the reliable option that you can trust, that seem to be very resilient to high voltages and a lot of current and a lot of abuse. So what we did is we got them mounted on the top plate here. We've just got double-sided stick tape holding these down. It's very strong stuff. They don't want to move at all. Now for the production version of this frame, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some holes in the top plate, and then there's going to be some optional ESC holders that you mount the ESC into the sort of TPU cradle, and then that is then mounted to this top plate. I think that'd be a better route to go. Just keep things cleaner, better protected, better insulated, all that stuff. So that'll be on the production version. You'll have that option. Now, we also purchased our PDB from Advanced Power Drives, and here it is. So you can take out that screw, pull up this entire cage, and then you're exposed to the PDB. You know, you can see how it's wired in here. We've got the wires running from the ESC over to the PDB, and then we've got the main power wires going out to the batteries running through this grommet on either side, so positive and negative. And it runs down there out through the bottom here. So that's how that works. Running Crossfire, this is the Crossfire Nano, and then receiver, and then the Immortal T antenna. I've come up with this little mount here to get the antenna on there. Made a TPU, so if something hits it, it'll just move around. And then there's a little hole right here where the wire runs through. So this is our flight controller, and you can see it's just got a pigtail that runs from the PDB up to the flight controller, and obviously you're running the wires from the receiver up to the flight controller as well. Now this whole system, the receiver, the flight controller, the camera, all those non-drivetrain components are being powered from this battery. This is a 3S 450 mAh little battery that sits right here on this top plate. It's just velcroed in place. And so the reason for that is that we're running 12S power. Obviously the flight controller and all these components don't run off that high voltage, so you have to get the voltage down. So the only option would be to use a step down, and I don't know. I just don't trust a step down. I don't care which it is, what kind of manufacturer it's coming from. They just scare me. If that were to fail, you're SOL. So that's why I'm running it off of this battery here. That way there's no chance of failure of those components from loss of voltage. The only way you're going to screw up is if you forget to charge the battery. So that's how that works. Okay. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. The FPV antenna is connected into this little TPU piece here, and there's also these holes right here, right there, and there. And then you've got these little nubbins coming down here. You can put a zip tie around the barrel, and you can run antenna tubes coming out of here. So if you don't want to run Crossfire and you're doing like a FR Sky, a Free Sky, RXSR, something like that, then you can run them through here. You can run the antenna coming out there. So that's what that's for. Now, the next bit of information is in regards to the HD camera. So this machine uses the same camera parts as our America frames and the smooth operator. So this guy's going to mount in here. That's how I'm going to run my HD camera. Let's see, what else? Oh, another important thing is that all of these components, you see here, the ESCs, the PDB, all the non-drivetrain electronics, all this stuff, it's all modular. So how this works is that the ESC is connected to the motors. So you got the motor wire runs through here, runs through the arm, comes up through here, wraps around, and connects into the ESC. And you've got these banana plugs, these bullet connectors, that are in between that. So let's say that you're racing and you smash into something. Let's say you tear up this, you hit a tree and you crack this in half and you tore your motor up. And normally you'd be out of the race, but what you can do with this cannonball is you can remove these 4 screws and these 4 screws, so you got 8 screws total. You simply cut these zip ties, disconnect the bullet connectors on either side, then this entire thing can be pulled off in one chunk. And then if you had an additional base plate with new motors and everything's ready to go, you could take this whole thing and then mount it on the new base plate. So it's modular. It works just like our America frames in that way. So there's that. Now, excuse me, still getting over a cold. Them damn colds, man, they last forever. So the next thing is how the battery connects into this. So with this cannonball, the battery is not mounted obviously on top. We've got other stuff up there. It's not mounted on the bottom. It mounts, good Lord, this thing is huge. It mounts to the center inside the frame. So we do that for protection of the batteries. These are expensive batteries. I mean, this is $200 worth of batteries right here. Okay, you don't want it exposed. And also, this is bringing this mass centralized into the frame. So you're going to get better flight characteristics if your mass is as close to the center of the frame as possible. So to get the batteries out, there is a little thumb screw. Oops. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I'm going to have to put down the camera here. Pull the thumb screw, and now the whole battery tray slides out. Okay, and these two batteries are mounted to this carbon fiber battery tray with a couple of Velcro straps, right? So you can see the battery tray in here. It's got those slides there. So that's how that works. And then the batteries, there's a little catch, a little notch right there that mates up to, I don't know if you can see it, it mates up to this little guy, stops it from moving forward. And then additionally, what you do is you run this Velcro strap around these two M4 standoffs. That stops this battery from going forward in the event of a crash and being ejected. So I guess in a nutshell, that's most of it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll be flying this thing tomorrow, assuming no other unexpected events happen. And I'm pretty nervous. I've never flown Xclass. This is all new to me. I just designed the frame. This is a prototype frame. I want people to understand that. This is not a production frame yet. We're still figuring this out. I'm taking you guys along for the ride. Most manufacturers keep this stuff hidden, but I wanted to, show you how we go about prototyping. So we're gonna eventually we're gonna crash this thing, and we'll find out where it breaks. We need to make if we need to make changes, we will. And I've already gone through and found a ton of little tweaks and changes that I want to make as of now. But I'm sure as we fly it and use it, we will learn more and more. And there we go. So I will make a maiden video. You guys can go along for the ride on that too.